Johns and Cape Race, and -3 is what it feels like at this hour in Bonavista. Here's the radar imagery showing some light rain potentially along the Burin Peninsula towards St. Pierre and Miquelon, and as we look down toward the Avalon, we are seeing some rain, but it looks like it's offshore for the moment, and I do suspect that the rain showers will not move much farther north. In fact, it looks like over the last couple of hours, we're seeing them begin to get shunted down to the south as the area of high pressure builds in, and that trend will continue overnight. We're also seeing some northeasterly flow helping to drive in some of the light sprinkles for portions of the Avalon Peninsula right now. Looks like you can see out towards Bay Roberts, Porter Grey, Brigus area, seeing some of the light shower activity. Same thing over Bell Island and parts of the northeast Avalon, and the drizzle pockets will persist overnight, should become less numerous throughout the day tomorrow. So your forecast lows for tonight across the province, looking at chilly conditions in western Labrador. Look at that, -6 in Churchill Falls and Labrador City. Goose Bay falls to -5 on the island areas of central and western Newfoundland, especially where we get some clear skies, will fall below freezing. Eastern areas should stay between 2 and 3 or 4 degrees as we move through the overnight. And then for the day tomorrow, we're looking at temperatures across the Avalon between 7 and 8 degrees with mostly cloudy skies. As we go a little bit farther to the west, we're looking at highs between 6 and 10 degrees. As we go through central tomorrow, we're looking at highs between 5 and 10. Southwest coast tomorrow, highs between 11 and 12. Western Newfoundland tomorrow, highs between 10 and 12. Northern Peninsula, some sunshine tomorrow, highs between 6 and 12 degrees in Labrador West, with highs tomorrow around 7 under mostly sunny skies. In the southeast, highs between 10 and 12. And then along the north coast tomorrow, high temperatures between 8 and 11 degrees. Now, coming up in a few minutes, we'll talk about your Halloween forecast in a bit more detail, what we can expect for the trick-or-treaters, plus your 5-day forecast. Tony and Glenn, back to you for now.
All right, thanks so much, Eddie. If you've been shocked by your grocery bill in the past couple of months, you're not alone. As NTV's Beth Penny reports, it's a trend nationwide that's creating high demand at local food banks.
Checking the grocery list and heading to the cash.
Really does come down to making sure that people have the money to afford the food that they need.
The bill at the checkout is pricier than ever. COVID-19 has taken some of the blame for the food price increases, but CEO of Food First NL Josh Smee says there are a number of contributing factors.
We've seen supply chain disruptions. Everything takes a little bit longer to do because of precaution on COVID-19. So there are a bunch of pandemic-related factors that are increasing prices, and those factors should, in theory, start to wind down as the recovery from the pandemic continues. The other big driving factor, though, and the one that isn't going anywhere and is only going to get worse, is the climate crisis. So the other big driver of food prices is that we're seeing lots of weather instability and climate change in places where food is produced.
With some of the highest food prices in the last 19 months, more and more people just can't afford to put food on the table. A local Facebook group, Neighbors in Need, says more people are asking for food.
We're seeing professional people like social workers and people who work at Eastern Health who just aren't able to keep up right now, and they're needing extra support.
Prices are so high that the group organizer, Courtney Barber, says they won't be able to provide the food hampers this Christmas to those in need.
There's no way that we're going to be able to provide food hampers for Christmas this year because of the rise in cost.
It's not just a problem in this province. Visits to food banks have soared 20% nationally over the last year. Mark LeBlanc is the executive director of a food bank in New Brunswick, as well as a spokesperson for Food Banks Canada. He says it's the largest increase in need since the 2008 recession.
When it comes down to it, if you
Josh Smee says it's time to address people's incomes and says there's no permanent way to solve food insecurities by emergency food programs. Beth Penny, NTV News.
And a warning for our viewers this evening. Our next story deals with a sensitive topic, and viewer discretion is strongly advised. The victim says he was everyone's favorite coach and teacher, and now he's accused of having sex with one of his students, who says he groomed her for sex beginning when she was in grade 7, when he was her grade 7 homeroom teacher. 38-year-old Noel Strapp is suspended from his job as a teacher at Roncalli Central High School in Avondale, where he also coached the wrestling team. Today, one of his former students testified how she would train with Strapp several times a week, alone at the school and at Strapp's home. They became friends, the man in his 30s hanging out with a teenager. In testimony today, the victim said she looked up to him, that he was godlike, and when they started to have sex, she was elated that this guy wanted to have sex with her. She said the two had sex nearly 100 times on Strapp's children's beds, in his kids' playhouse, even in the car while his children were in the back seat. She described having sex with Strapp in the school's fitness and wrestling room. The victim also said Strapp was possessive, separating her from friends and parents. Only after moving away did she realize what Strapp had done to her was wrong, that she was a child who was taken advantage of. Strapp, a local rugby player, was named Sport NL's Coach of the Year for wrestling in 2016 and served as coach of the provincial wrestling team at the Canada Games in 2017. He is one of two Newfoundland and Labrador English School District teachers currently facing sex-related charges. High school teacher Krista Grimes is expected to stand trial next month. The Strapp trial will continue tomorrow.
Fred Brokenshire, the founder of Fred's Records, has passed away at the age of 69. Brokenshire passed away yesterday. He was a local music pioneer, involved in all facets of the industry, from bringing in top